Yo, what's up, bro? Welcome back to Gym Tan Beef, and today's video is going to be about how I fell off and what I'm going to do to get back on. And this is going to go into my Stream of Consciousness playlist, and my Stream of Consciousness talks are literally just how I think through problems and how I'm going to fix them and how my mind works. Now, let's go to where I fell off. So I fell off probably about, I would say, 3 weeks ago, and it all started when I went to Spain. Now, this vacation in Spain was supposed to be the end of my cut, when I was supposed to be the most shredded, the most cut up. And for reference, I wanted to look like this here. This is the last time I did a full shred, a successful shred. This is what I was looking like. And then I'll show you this picture right here. This is what I was looking like coming back from Spain. And now what happened in Spain? Well, I got to Spain. I was dialed in for the first 3 days I was there. I was going to the gym, getting my tan in, getting my beef. Literally the first few days that we were there, I went and lifted. I went to the beach. One time I even went to a beach gym and lifted there, and then I was only eating whole foods. Now the problem came when we got there, or not when we got there, but later on, the fourth day we were there, we had a wedding to go to. And on the fourth day, we had the rehearsal dinner. So in the rehearsal dinner, of course, they serve us wine at the rehearsal dinner. So I hadn't drinking in a while. So I'm like, you know what? Might as well have a glass of wine. So I had one glass of wine. Then, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the night ended up getting a little crazy. Had a vodka Red Bull, maybe another shot of vodka. So I think maybe in total I had like 8 or 9 drinks. And that's not really a lot of alcohol for me. It wasn't like I was blacked out or like I was falling over. It wasn't even like I was having memory problems or acting silly. Like I literally walked home to our Airbnb. I remember the way home in Barcelona, Spain. And if you know the streets there, you know how hard it is to navigate. So it wasn't like I was drunk, but I still drank way, way too much. And now this is a problem because I always talk to you guys about negative versus positive dopamine loops. And now I've found myself back in this negative dopamine loop because the next day after the rehearsal dinner, is a wedding. So at the wedding, same thing. I walk in, they serve me champagne, one glass of champagne, and now this is a cope here, but my wife was a bridesmaid, so I was literally there all alone at the wedding. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, if I'm all alone, might as well drink. So I was just drinking there. Again, the whole wedding I probably had maybe about 8 to 10 drinks. And the problem with the drinks was it's really the sugar in the drinks. If I drink straight alcohol shots, then I'm chilling. I'm good. If I just do alcohol and water, I'm fine. Now the problem is when I drink stuff like wine, when I drink stuff like beer, that gives me the worst hangover. That gets me the most bloated, the most like just tired when I wake up and feeling like shit. To be honest with you guys. But then, so for the wedding, I'm drinking. At the wedding, they served amazing food. Like, it was all healthy. Same at the rehearsal dinner. Actually, at the rehearsal dinner, it was all raw food. Like, the most based rehearsal dinner I've ever been to. It was all raw food. Raw meat, beef tartare, raw fish. It was amazing. And then at the wedding, same, amazing food. But the problem was the alcohol. Now, I started falling back into this negative dopamine loop because literally the next day I woke up and I'm like, I'm feeling a little tired. Well, I'm not going to go to the gym anyways because I'm already hungover and it's just going to be a chill day. So, you know what? It won't hurt to drink. It won't hurt to have another few drinks. So then I started the morning off. Well, not the morning. I think it was lunch. I had a glass of wine again. And then I started drinking beer. And again, I know this kills me, but I started doing it. It was that negative dopamine loop that I was falling into. And let me show you the last time I was in a negative dopamine loop. Right here. This was when I was working as a realtor. hated the job so much that I would cope every weekend and just drink, eat out, smoke weed, just literally because I hated my job so much. I had to do anything to disassociate from my life. And it was in like the job culture. Like everyone has to go wine and dine their potential clients. Like if you want a client, you have to take them out for drinks. After work, all my coworkers would go out for drinks, and I guess this is just like the culture I was in there. So that's the result of negative dopamine loops, and I do not want to end up back there. But I found myself going back towards that negative dopamine loop and that old life, being fat, being depressed, having that puffy face. Like look at that puffy face, and look at the face now. Yeah, I like it now. But anyways, I was falling back into that negative dopamine loop, because then the next day we go to a small beach town, Sidges, I think it was called. And we take a train there, and then I get there, and for lunch there, I'm like, you know what? Might as well have a beer. One beer, two beers, three beers, four. I think I only had four that day, but still, I still had four beers, and then that prevented me from waking up early the next day, from going to the gym, I still got my tan every day. I still ate whole foods, I still ate beef, but the problem was just the alcohol. I was falling back into that coping loop of coping with alcohol, and I really had to come to terms with why I was doing this, because out of the 6 days we were there, for half of them I was drinking, and that's really not like me, like drinking half of them. Not like my new self, drinking through half of those days as much as I did. And I really had to think what am I coping from this time? What am I trying to run from? I really figured out that what I was running from was guess I'm not really quite sure how to word this. I was really running from a perceived failure. Now, this perceived failure is kind of complicated. Well, it's not that complicated. I'm in Costa Rica right now. Me and my wife moved here. We moved here in March of this year. Moved here, stayed here for 4 months, and then we found out that there's a thing called rainy season, and it's raining right now. It's still rainy season until December, and it's November right now. So we found out there's a thing called rainy season, and it literally rains from when you wake up to when you go to bed all night long. It just rains all day long. All day long it rains here in Costa Rica during rainy season. And so we were like, you know what? Do we want to live here if we're stuck inside anyways, and we can't go to the beach and we have to stay inside, and it's literally no different than my wife's from Germany, and in Germany there during that time of year it's cloudy too, March, April, May, it's cloudy there too. So we're like, what's the difference? So we decided to go visit my family back in the States, and then we visited my wife's family in Germany, and then we realized, we're like, you know what? Maybe we should just move to Europe, because there's beaches in Europe, whether it's Italy, whether it's Spain, Croatia, they all have beaches, and really there's nothing really special here in Costa Rica that's like holding us here. I mean, the best part about it is it's right on the equator, and there's not a lot of EMFs here just because they don't have a lot of cell phone towers. But I mean, there's also a lot of negatives too, and those negatives are like, the other day I went to go look for a food scale. I literally could not find the food scale. Like, I went to 5 different stores, could not find the food scale. Finally, on the 5th one, I got the food scale. So that's just like the things you take for granted living in like an urban environment. I mean, even in like my wife's small town in Germany, like we would have been able to find a food scale. But here in Costa Rica, it's like, it's so difficult just to get the most random things. And I'm not so much opposed to it. Like for me, all I need is really a nice gym, which they have here. I need beef, I need eggs, I need good food, and I need a little AC so I can do my work inside. because I'm just not doing it outside in the humidity. But I will take breaks outside and sit outside in the sun. But I mean, it's just too humid here to be working out there. But that being said, I'm getting off track here. That perceived failure that I was talking about earlier was just that we decided to move. And it feels so surreal. I guess surreal's the wrong word, but it feels so weird because for over 2 years, me and my wife dedicated everything to moving to Costa Rica. We sold all our stuff in Dallas, Texas, in the States. We sold it all and we moved here to Costa Rica. Now, and there's even a full vlog I did about us moving to Costa Rica. You can see me selling all the shit and us moving here. But it just feels like I failed. It feels like we failed because we planned so long to move here. I mean, we bought a bunch of furniture, a bunch of kitchen stuff. We even bought a car here, and now it just feels like we failed. And this failure is, I guess it's not failure. It's that's why it's so hard for me, because it's not failure. It's like we didn't fail. We just figured like this isn't the place for us. We thought like there'd be more people down here that were like us, but there's more. Like me and my wife we're Christians. Like we read the Bible every day. We pray together. And down here it's very much more of hippie ayahuasca type of people. Like they do everything. They do Reiki, they do yoga, they do fertility ceremonies, cacao ceremonies, and things that are wrong with this as a Christian are like yogas, like from Hinduism. So like if you're a Christian, you can't do yoga. Reiki is like some Japanese magic. Um, the cacao ceremonies, that's like an ancient Aztec practice. And the ancient Aztecs were the ones who were sacrificing millions of people, cutting hearts out of people, showing them on their temples. They're like, probably shouldn't be doing a cacao ceremony. And in fact, the one person, well, not the one person, but we did have one person who was really into yoga down here, and he invited us to an orgy, and he called it a play party. And me and my wife are so innocent. We're like, what's a play party? Like, can you explain it to us? And now looking back at it now, he had no idea what to say. He's like, we just do test sensuality and test each other's boundaries. And me and my wife were thinking like, is this some crazy card game or something? And then we went home and looked up a play party, and we're like, holy shit, it's literally a swingers orgy. That's what a play party is. And then we're like, you know what? This place probably isn't for us if these are the people here. So really we're just looking for like a good group of Christians to raise our kids around. And that's why we're kind of thinking, in Spain, in Italy, they aren't really religious in the big cities, but in the smaller cities they still have that like Christianity roots. Like they used to both be Catholic countries, so they're pretty based in that regard. And you have like the older people that are traditionally Catholic, and so we're looking in like these small towns in Spain and Italy, and we're having good luck there. But yeah, it's just like Costa Rica isn't going to work for us. And so when I was in Spain, actually, like in Spain, then it hit me like, holy shit, everything we planned for literally 2 years, it all went down the drain. But it like I have to come to terms with that. It didn't. It literally didn't like go down the drain. We're just like found out this wasn't the right place for us, that we want to live somewhere else. Like my wife needs to be able to go to a regular grocery store and buy whatever she buys, like to make cupcakes and sourdough bread, and she needs that stuff. Here in Costa Rica, they don't have little crafty stuff. She likes to sew. They don't have fabric stores. They don't have places that you can get new needles and threads. They just don't have that here, and that really hit me in Spain. I was like, I failed. I failed. And so I was coping with that failure with drinking. Like, I was in Spain, a beautiful country, just walking around, and I shouldn't have been trying to distract myself from anything. But I was literally thinking the whole time, like looking back on it now. And that's what I'm realizing it now with you guys here. I'm just talking through it with you. I'm realizing now, I was like, holy shit. Like, I was coping. I was coping. I was coping for a long time because even when we got back to Germany, I was still coping because then after we got back from Spain to Germany, I was like, you know what? Just send me to Costa Rica. We gotta get all our stuff out of there and we gotta make next moves. And then through that whole time, I was kind of low key coping. Like in Germany, we got back. I wasn't drinking and it's just like I was down and I lost my vision. I lost my goal for myself. I lost the gym tan beef, like the gym tan beef. I lost the gym tan beef pride. I lost the gym tan beef. I lost the gym tan beef just essence. I lost the gym tan beef essence. That's what I did. I lost the gym tan beef essence just because I was like, oh, you know what? I failed. I'm a failure. So even in Germany, I wasn't like drinking, but I was still feeling like I was a failure. So I wasn't posting on social media. I wasn't posting on Instagram like I usually do. And you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I post every day. And I wasn't posting my YouTube videos. I posted my last YouTube video like 2 weeks ago when usually I'm posting at least two a week. And this is just, it comes from that falling off and that coping. And I was like literally falling back in to my old self. I was falling back into him, drinking, being depressed. And then I realized like something has to change. Like, I can't let this go back down to this. I can't let it get back to this, right? So now here's what I'm doing to totally switch up the fall off and get back on track. And this is important. So I wrote notes because I've also been journaling. Always thought journaling was fucking gay, to be honest with you guys. Like, I was like, who the fuck journals? Like, who the fuck journals? And now I'm journaling. So let's see, why did I fall off? Okay, lack of vision for future self and purpose. So when I came to Costa Rica, I knew what I was doing. I was coming down here to raise my kids in this beautiful beach environment, away from all the bullshit of the city, away from all the poisons of the city, away from EMFs, away from liberals, away from just the politicalness in America in general, like left versus right, everything's an argument, like, whereas really we're all just fucked. It doesn't matter what you are, they're all out for all of us. So like, get strong because no one's coming to save you, bro. But I lost my purpose. I came here because me and my wife wanted to raise our family here away from all the craziness, away from the EMFs, away from the seed oils, away from the poison. And I really just, I lost the vision. I lost the vision going back to the States, you know, seeing my parents, seeing my family there, going to Germany. It just was like, felt like a long vacation. And I lost the vision. Like, I lost what I was looking towards, like what my life's mission is. Like, my life's mission right now is to be a good father. And I'm not close to being a father. Like, my wife's not pregnant. We're not really trying to have kids right now, but I want to be a great father. Like, I want to be the best father that I can be. And like, my parents right now are going through a divorce, so it hit me even harder. Like, I need to be the best dad possible. Like, I need to be the best husband possible for my wife. I need to be the best dad possible for my kids. That's the vision. That's my vision. That's my future, is to be the best dad possible, the best husband possible. That's the vision. I lost track of it. I started drinking. I started coping. When you lose track of the vision, you lose track of what you're trying to do. Next, let's go into the lack of structure. This is a great one. Now, when I got this shredded, like I was showing you before, this was my first cut. Look how shredded I am here. Like, diced up. I had major systems in place doing this shred. I would track every workout, every set I did, I was tracking on my phone. And then every meal I was eating, I was tracking on Chronometer. Chronometer's the best. It allows you to track micronutrients. So if you need an app, use Chronometer because you can see your micronutrients too, which is the most important next to your protein intake. But anyways, I had no structure. Like, as soon as we left Costa Rica and I got back to the States, actually in the States I was tracking my food. I was tracking my food good, but my workouts were half-assed. I was just going into the gym, like throwing around weight, probably doing the same weight every week, just over and over again, not getting any better. And this is why I have to track my workouts, because it holds me accountable. And in fact, I fell into this thing like, you know what, I'll remember what I did last week. And no, I never remembered. Like, I have one-on-one coaching calls. I have to make insurance payments. I have my wife who talks to me about, how girls are. They'll talk to you about random things for an hour. You think that I'm going to remember every exercise that I did? No. And you're not going to either. Like, you have wives, you have a girlfriend, you have insurance payments, you have projects due at work, projects due at school, you have to go fill up the gas tank, you have to go grocery shopping. The last thing you're going to remember is the exact sets of weight you did on bench the previous week. Like, you're not going to remember that. So that's why you track it in your phone. And I can actually show you guys that I made a new workout for myself. I made a new workout, I made a new meal plan, and actually this is great. I'm gonna show you guys. Let me show you. Got my laptop, also got some water here, but I'm gonna show you guys the new meal plan, the new workout plan I did, because I need the structure. I need to have some sort of goal to work towards. And this is exactly like when I say that I need a direction for my life, that I want to be the best father possible. I want to be the best husband possible. That's my direction. So I'm focusing back on my direction, my goals, my targets. I need that direction. Like, there's a lot of people in the carnivore and animal-based community, they'll say, don't count your calories, count your chemicals. That's good advice. That's good advice, like, it is. But, I mean, just counting your chemicals, just counting your chemicals gets you this. And I'm looking thick, I'm looking vascular, but like, I still got a good amount of fat on me, and like, I still look better than like your average guy. Like, let me see if I can take this into the bathroom right here. Here's a better view for you guys. Like, you can see I got a lot of muscle, vascularity. I got visible abs, and just having visible abs puts you in the 90 percentile of the population. But I mean, I got fat on these. Like, these bottom abs are not showing, and it's just not who I want to be. Like, I lost the vision. I wasn't tracking my calories. I wasn't tracking my macros. I was just eating whole foods. Like, literally, I don't eat seed oils. I'm just eating whole foods. But like, this is tracking your chemicals, not your calories, not your macros. Like, this is what you get. Let's go back to the chair. And now I'm just pulling up my my workout plan, my diet plan, so I can show you guys exactly how I'm dialing in. Here it is, the new workout plan. It's called Gym Tan Optimal Month 1. So here's day 1. Started with some core, bicycle crunch, Russian twist, then power training, 5 sets of 5, 1 minute rest. Let's see what I did. My top squat was 265. Then I went into some hypertrophy training, 5 sets of 15, 45 seconds of rest. You can see here, I'm tracking all the weight right here. Like, the top one is just abs. I did that with body weight, but look, tracking all my weight here. So I know when I go to next week, which is down here, here's next week's workout of squats. For my first rep, or my first set, I'll go up here, be like, oh, what did I do last week? 225? I gotta start with 245. So then I'll start with 245 on squat. And that's how I'm gonna get better. Now, let's go to the following day. Now, I've only done 2 days. Now, like for this warm up, I'm doing shoulders because I'm trying to get bigger shoulders, like those capped delts. I want those capped delts. So I'm starting off with shoulders instead of abs this day. Weighted pull ups, again, heavy sets, 5 sets, 5 reps. 1 minute of break, counted all my weight there, and then I go into hypertrophy training for legs here. You can see, tracked all my weight. If I do the same weight the whole time, I just put like 30 kg there and then 30 at the end just so I don't have to write it the whole time. And then let's go to my meal plan. Every day I'm going to be eating the same thing to make it easy for myself. In the past, I think I failed because I was just kind of fucking winging it, eating whatever as long as it was a whole food and it had some sort of protein in it. Now, for breakfast, I'll do 6 raw eggs, 2 bananas, and then you can see the macros there. Post-workout, ground beef, white potatoes, optional onions or pickles just because those basically have no calories. And then with this meal, every other day I'll have raw beef liver. Now, the grass-fed butcher has been closed the past few days, so I haven't had any ground beef. I've only been eating chicken breast, but still, I need to lean out anyways. So for dinner, chicken breast, Greek yogurt, watermelon, or papaya, 200 grams. Daily macros, every day I'm hitting 221 grams of protein. So now you can see that's how I'm getting dialed back in. So the workout plan is just developed to bring my physique back. Like, I'm just looking so chubby, I feel like kind of bloated, and I don't like it. I know I'm not that fat. I got some abs you can see, but I'm just not liking the physique, so I'm tightening it up. That's why I'm doing those 5 sets of 15. I'm doing my cardio and my hypertrophy training at the same time. Same. And then I'm still staying strong. You still need to be strong. You can't just lift hypertrophy because you still need to push heavy weight during hypertrophy. And the only way you're going to do that is if you train heavy. So that's how I'm dialing in with my workout. And then with my meal plan, I just had to go with the same thing every fucking day. That's how I work. I'm better when I'm robotic. Like, I'm better if I have routines. I have my morning routine. If you follow me on Instagram, I do that every morning. Wake up, drink water, read the Bible. Like, that's what I do every morning, first thing in the morning. I mean, sometimes I'm guilty, I scroll, but ideally, I wake up, just read my Bible, drink my water, because my 2 goals are to be a better husband, right? And be a good father. And so who's going to help me with that? God. I need to be close to God. So my biggest goal is developing a better relationship with God, more closer, better understanding. Just like if my kids ask me about what's in the Bible or what God's about, I should be able to tell them, because I know my parents, they were both Catholic, and they knew enough about the faith, but they didn't, like, if I asked them any of the hard questions, they wouldn't know what to tell me. And in fact, there's some crazy stuff in the Bible. Like, there's a part in the Bible where I believe it's Noah's sons slept with their mother. And then there's another part where I think it's Job. No, it's not Job. It's someone from the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. And anyways, these 2 girls sleep with their dad. It's just like there's crazy stuff in the Bible like that, and I have to read it. Like, I can't raise my kids to be Christian and then not know that stuff and why it's in there, right? But that'll be for another day. The meal plan, it just makes me more structured. Like, I don't have to worry about, like, oh, what am I going to cook for lunch after the gym? And then, oh, I don't have anything in the fridge. So then I have to go to the store. And then that throws off my whole work day because instead of making content, instead of working on my client's new workout plan, I'm going to the store to buy beef because I didn't plan accordingly. And if I eat the same thing every day, then I'm just able to buy the same thing. Like right here, let me show you. I got right here, you can see my food up there, and you're not going to see it, but you could see my food maybe a little bit. But what you could see there is if you could see there, I mean, you could see I have all the same shit. Like, I just have a bunch of eggs, a bunch of papaya, a bunch of potatoes, a bunch of onions, and then in my fridge, I just have chicken, Greek yogurt, and some raw milk. And that's all I'm having. Like, that's literally how easy it is because I have the same thing every day. So I don't have to like get creative with anything. And quick water break. I don't have to get creative with anything. And also, I don't have to be tempted with anything because in Germany, man, we're getting so many like gifts there of sausage and different cheeses, and it's just sitting in the fridge and it's gonna go to waste. So I'm like, let's have some sausage, let's have some cheese. But with this, there's no temptation. Like, I'm locked in. Like, this transformation is going to go crazy. So just going over my notes here. Okay, now the last thing, how I'm going to fix this crash out, well, not crash out, the fall off, I would say, is intentional living. Like I was saying before, I would never journal, but look, I'm journaling now. Like, it was gay, right? I always thought it was so gay, but honestly, this really really helps you if like you have problems thinking through things, if you need ideas. Literally, who would have thought writing shit down, thinking through your problems would actually help instead of ignoring them? Crazy thought. But yeah, living intentionally towards my goal. So like I haven't made a pledge to journal every day, which I should. Maybe that's what I'll do this fucking video. Yeah, I'll pledge to journal every day. That's what I'll fucking do. You guys will hold me accountable. That's how I'm locking in. I'm doing my workout plan, tracking that. I'm doing my meal plan. I'm tracking that. And I'm doing my journal now. So those are 3 things that are going to get me back on after falling off. And if you guys have fallen off and need help getting back on, or you've never been on and you just want to get on and get more fit, then you can schedule a one-on-one coaching qualification call with me using the link in the description below. And if not, then YouTube thinks that you'll like this video the most next. I appreciate you guys watching, and please live intentionally. You don't want to fall off like I did, get lost in the sauce and just lose your intentional living. So maybe go for a walk to the gym, get a tan, then eat some beef, or watch this video while you're eating some beef.